All right, my artist friends, we have looked at some of the artwork of Romero Brito, our Brazilian artist, and now we are going to create our own. So this week we're going to draw our example, and then next week we will add color and pattern. On Monday we're going to talk about different kinds of patterns, and then we will start to add them to our piece of art, and we will color them and finish it up next week. So for our piece, we are going to create a piece of heart art. So I've got an example here of what we're going to do, and it looks a little crazy, but it definitely follows all of the rules of Romero Brito's art, right? The black line, bold colors, lots and lots of patterns. So we are going to practice today drawing some hearts, and then we'll get our final piece started. In order to draw a heart, there are a couple of different ways you can do that. The easiest way is to draw a V shape or an upside down triangle, and then draw two sort of ice cream scoops on top right next to each other. So 1 and 2. We'll try that again. We can make a fatter heart, like a nice wide heart. 1 and 2. Doesn't have to be perfect. The other way to draw a heart is to start and pretend like we have a line going straight down the middle, and then we will come here and we will start at one point and end at the bottom. Now sometimes it helps people to draw the 2 points, and we will go up, out, and down. We'll do it again, come up, out, and down. We'll try that again. We'll draw 2 points in a line, and we'll come up, out, and down, up, out, and down. Okay, so either way, whether you use the V method with our ice cream scoops, or if you use the 2 dots and our heart, either way works. Okay, so let's get on to our final piece. So we have our piece of paper here ready to go, and we would normally start with a pencil. So I'm going to show you how to start. I'm going to start with a really big V, and I'm going to put that heart on. I'm going to come in here and put that really big ice cream scoop. And I know drawing really big is hard for a lot of you, but we really want to take up most of the page with at least one heart. And then we're going to come in here and we'll maybe draw a second heart. Put in that V. I'm going to put in 1 big ice cream scoop, 2 big ice cream scoops. We can round that out a little. Now if you wanted to do the other kind of heart, you could put in your 2 dots and try that. So I'm going to go up, out, down, up, out, down. Didn't quite meet up, but that's okay, we can fix that. And I'm going to draw one more because I want to make sure the whole page is covered. So I'm going to put 2 dots right here. Maybe make that one longer. I'm going to put another one here. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and trace those with my Sharpie. Doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to erase this. I really like how these 2 hearts are overlapped. Okay, and then we'll just erase some of the pencil lines that are showing. Got my eraser here. Okay, now we still need to add those lines to break up our hearts into sections. Now you can use your pencil or marker and just draw a line if you want. Make it as straight as possible. Or you can use a ruler. We use rulers all the time in art to give us a straight edge. Now to use a ruler, we usually try to keep the ruler straight and move the paper instead. So I'm going to tilt my paper, and then we put our fingers, we put them as far apart as we can, and we point the pointer finger away from our body and our thumb towards our body, and we put it on top of the ruler and push down. This helps keep the ruler in place. So if I bump it, it's not going to move. If I only put one finger in the middle and I bump it, this ruler is going to wiggle all over the place, and I'm not going to have a straight line. So that's why we use 2 fingers spread apart and pushing down. So then you just take your pencil or marker right next to it and pull a line right next to that ruler and you get a nice straight line. I'm going to go ahead, rotate my paper one more time. I want to see 5 lines. So there's 3. Rotate my paper again. It's really hard if you're sitting here and you try to do your ruler this way and you have to cross over your arm. It makes it really hard. That's why I always tell my students to turn the paper and keep the ruler straight, because I think that makes it a lot easier. There's that, and maybe one more. Rotate our paper this way. All right, so we have 5 lines. And that's it for this week. So now if you just want to go in and double check, make sure we have all those pencil lines erased. I see a couple I missed, so I'm going to go in and do that. And then next week we will talk about how to add our cool patterns, all the different types of patterns, and how to finish this assignment. So I want to see your whole page covered with hearts, and I want to see at least 5 lines. Now if your paper only has a couple of hearts and you have all of this white space here, you might want to add another heart. You could add a really big one. Go crazy. You know, this is art. We're allowed to be creative. And then you could add your 5 lines on top of that. So I'll go 1. You notice my fingers are spread apart. 2. Turn my paper. Finger pointing away, thumb pointing, pushing down on my ruler. 3. 4. And see if we can add one more. How about right here? Pushing down, pull that line right next to the ruler. Okay. Now I still have a little bit of empty space over here, so if I wanted to, I could add one more heart or 2 more hearts. We just want to make sure that the whole page is full. That's usually why I start with the biggest heart first and try to fill up that space first. And then when I put in the smaller hearts around it and the lines, it fills up the rest of that space. Okay, can't wait to see your Romero Britto hearts. Have a fun week. I'll see you on Friday.